What is up, window lickers? How goes it, Chaos Goblins? Household, are you out there? Can you hear me now? Well, I hope you can because it's another edition of the In Your House Monday Night Raw review on a Tuesday with the voice and Kevin Kalloway. He is our Chaos Goblin. He is our professional talker. He does the talks.
That's
And he's
that's how I made the living in the wrestling business for so long, is by talking. It wasn't the moves, brother.
it
Anyone
wasn't
can do the moves. Nobody can beat me.
no. You know what? That is taking a life
Real
of its
piece of
own.
advice, actually, that
Yes.
Truth Martini gave me. He
Well,
said,
House is even quoting it.
"Yeah, anybody can do the moves that you're doing, and it's tough to be unique in that you can add your own flair to it, sure, but nobody can be you at the end of the day."
Exactly. Nobody can be you. And household, nobody can be you tuning in here at 6 for a Tuesday Night Raw review with me and Kevin. So that's
Mhm.
what we're here for. But before we get into that, Kevin, any updates on your Vitrio game playing? And how else have you been doing, my friend?
And okay, I have a new game obsession. I haven't finished Resident Evil 9.
Nope.
But I found a new game obsession. It's literally on right next to me,
Oh.
and it's called Slay the Spire 2.
Oh, okay.
And it's a deck builder roguelike. I'll explain.
Okay.
It means you're kind of building your own deck of cards to do attacks and try and
Mhm.
like defend against enemy attacks at the same time. And I don't know if I've explained roguelikes to you either. Roguelikes are games where the intention is to lose so that you come back stronger and with more stuff.
Oh, okay.
So if you won your first playthrough, that's not a roguelike. It's never going to happen that way. You're going to lose and have to start back over.
Interesting.
Think,
Like Mega Man.
yeah, I would liken it to old Sega games where like you come back with more knowledge of the level, right?
Yes.
So the more you know about how the game is played, the more you know like the ins and outs of everything. In this, it goes a step further in that you unlock new items that make it easier. So if you reach certain hurdles and certain checkpoints and certain challenges, it'll unlock other things for future
Gotcha.
runs.
Beautiful. That's
So it's
interesting. I kind of like that idea.
yeah, I actually think you'd like this style of game. A lot of people from older generations of gaming who remember like Sonic and Mega Man and
Yeah.
any number of games, they fuck with roguelikes.
Dude, that was gaming back in the day, man.
Yeah.
If you had to save your life from starting all the way over,
Yup.
let me tell you, that was some gaming. That was intense. That's when your little brother, if he beat the level before you, he usually left the room with a black eye.
Yeah.
Well, fuck him.
Fuck that guy.
And I'm the older one. I get the accomplishments. My dad was like that when he really got into The Legend of Zelda on Super Nintendo.
Mhm.
And
That was a link to the past.
that was a link to the
Yeah,
past.
link to the past.
And I remember his first obsession was it was at the same time it was Tetris and the Power Pad. We had the
Okay.
Olympic Games for the Power Pad.
Mhm.
Oh my god, dude. We used to have family tournament nights of the Olympics, and it was a lot of fun when I was a kid. But then he got into after Zelda, it was Ken Griffey Jr. baseball.
Okay.
And he would play seasons of that. And yeah, we used to have a lot of fun with that one. But he was always, if he bought the game, he was the first one to play it. You got to look at it, but until he got to play it, you didn't get to play
You
it.
get to play it.
Yeah, and he once PlayStation and that hit, he was like, man, I don't really care. He liked Tiger Woods golf on PlayStation. He enjoyed that, but that's as far as he went with
I
PlayStation.
loved some of the Tiger Woods golf games, man.
Oh yeah.
I played them on PlayStation 2, I think.
He-
Dude, the tour mode was just fun because it was just like evaluating your golfer and like winning prizes, and then you
Yep.
got more money. It was I think it was like 06 or 05 PGA Tour Tiger Woods that I just
okay.
played endlessly.
Yeah, I remember the first one that they had for I think it was the original PlayStation.
I think tail end of original PlayStation is
Yeah.
correct.
You could go to the driving range, and if you hit the guy out there who was collecting the balls enough, it would blow up. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a fun time. Yeah, so yeah, a trip down old Vitrio game road. Some good collections back then, man. I was just before we went live. I was watching a guy do a review on a 1993 console that was released, uh, and what it was basically it was one of the first disk drive games,
Hmm.
and what his goal was to make the console, but make it adaptable to anybody who wanted to make a game for it. And it was like he even had his price point that if you wanted to do that, he only wanted $3 for you to license to be able to do that.
Okay.
It was like real cheap back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyways, what broke it was the price point it was released at was like $699. And then he did a break in the video and he's like, now if we play in today's world with inflation, it was like a $1,600 console that was dropping. And I was like, what? But it was the first game he or console that he played Road Rash on.
Oh, Road Rash is so good.
It was very good, man.
Oh, it's such a good game.
Oh man, that was an epic game,
Yeah,
dude.
it
Do you
was.
remember before we get into like I know we're going a little too far, guys, but do you
Ah,
remember arcades and like going into
yes. I
arcades
loved
back?
arcades. I
Okay,
still go to barcades. They
yes,
just made it with beer now.
exactly. Barcades are amazing. I
Yeah.
I absolutely adore those places. But I remember do you remember the old skateboard game in which you actually got on a skateboard, like a
Yeah.
mock skateboard,
Yep.
and dude, I wish I had one of those in my house so bad. I used to play that thing. I pumped so many quarters
I
into that fucking
I
machine.
pumped so many quarters into House of the Dead, the
Oh, that one
Jurassic
too.
Park games, both of them.
Oh yeah.
Um, Time Crisis. I loved the light gun games. But also Dance Dance. I played a lot of Dance Dance.
I never got into Dance Dance.
You know, it involved a lot of movement, which a lot of gamers didn't appreciate. So-
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the videos I've seen, it's a very intense movement.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a tough game. I
that's
didn't play
fun.
it on any kind of like hard difficulty. My buddy, shout out Nathan, he played on expert difficulty.
That's insane,
And just watching the feet fly, I'm like, what is happening right now?
dude. I can only imagine that. I've watched people on Guitar Hero play at those expert levels and
so
stuff, and it's
so
just like
before we get too far into this though, Kevin was an expert level Guitar Hero player.
I love it. See, that's why I know you're here, Kevin.
I was for Shackler's Revenge on Rock Band 2 for guitar on expert. I was 91st in the world at one point.
That's amazing. That's awesome. See, the more we do the show, the more we learn about Kevin and
Yeah.
his amazing life that he's lived.
I have
And fans, let's
lot of
talk
games.
about you guys being amazing, joining us. We
Yeah.
got Grun out here. He was talking. He said, "Hey, man, Josh, back to our grinding of the old style video games."
Mhm.
Connor's back. How you doing? We're doing great. We're just
Doing well.
chatting a little bit about some nostalgia moments. And Landon, you're back. How goes it? Thank you for joining us. He's playing 2K26. I hope you're enjoying it. And go check out the Sunday show where we dove into it. Speaking of diving, like Greg Louganis, we are going to get into Monday Night Raw, and this is where my co-host Kevin, the professional, takes over and lets us know. So, Kevin, give us all that chaos that you know happened on this Monday Night Raw.
So first and foremost, we got to start out with Adam Pearce coming out. And he was talking about how he wants to talk to Seth Rollins. Now, we did get a nice piece of info out of Adam Pearce, and that's that they're playing the line that Seth Rollins is not medically cleared.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he can't be in a match right now. That's why he can't be touched, all of this stuff. And that's why he's playing sorcery, David Copperfield shit with all the masked men.
Really is.
Woo! I'll get into a little bit of the awkwardness of it in a
Yeah.
second, but just to detail it, eventually through the promo, we learned that he's not medically cleared, but also that the Vision comes out and tries to attack him. When that happens, they do the equivalent of the Zoidberg shuffle around.
They did.
And they're like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I think I like how they're using the masked men. It has become a trope in the WWE with the masked men, and I think it's giving this angle a bad rap because of it. Because this is getting ran a little differently than just like, "Hi, I'm returning, and
Yeah,
I'm in a hoodie so that I can do a reveal," instead of just like just show their face. You don't need the whole. You don't need that shot. Not every time. You're overusing it, and I think that hurts this angle in the sense of like we've just seen the masked men a lot prior to this. But here is when you could have actually used it.
yeah, yeah.
And it would have been more effective than using it the 20 times before it.
Very true.
So it's a matter of WWE more shooting themselves in the face for not being more creative prior to this, or shooting themselves in the foot rather, because it's not a death knell. It's more of like a big owie that they like. Why it was a self-inflicted wound? Why do
Yeah,
that? And the other problem I think with this segment, for me at least, when they're moving around in front of someone, I'm not saying it wouldn't be slightly discombobulating with the amount of people, but some of those guys were huge.
yeah,
They weren't all the same size. You're not following them with your eyes. So now you're cut down to about 3 or 4 people that could be Seth Rollins. It wouldn't be that hard to track Seth Rollins in that
no,
crowd.
no, it really wouldn't. It'd be like putting an air tag on him.
Yeah, like they didn't move around that weirdly for him to just fade into the crowd.
Yeah,
I think it would have been more effective if they just bolted instead of doing the weird Zoidberg limbo about around each other.
yeah,
If they had just bolted, now okay, if they kept track of Rollins, maybe, but people are darting in different directions. You don't know. And it becomes more discombobulating that way. So maybe a tiny tweak there. Even if just like maybe Rollins ran that way and then everyone else ran with him, and then all of a sudden they broke apart because you can't keep track of them when you're all running.
true.
There were smaller things to me.
Yeah,
Because like when they shuffled around, it felt like a Danhausen bit, not Seth Rollins trying to be sneaky.
yeah. I mean that's very you're making some good points, and I think it does lead all back to they played this card way too much before this
Yeah.
story, which this story we're still in the middle of them shifting and trying to find which gear goes forward. Honestly, this angle that they're doing with the masked men, I'm finding very entertaining. I wish they would have done something in we're gonna dub it now, the Zoidberg shuffle, in which Kevin came up with. I enjoy it. He's dipping into my Futurama love. But if they would have done like, I mean, there's so many schools out there that do band stuff and where they sync up movements.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that they could at least sync something up and then do the everybody run. Like there's so many different ways you could have done that specific part.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy everybody coming to the ring,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. I like this what we're getting from Seth, which is not much.
Yeah. I
We're getting a
overall
lot,
enjoy
but
how they're
not much.
running this. It's not, again, just tiny pieces here or there isn't, I don't think is working, but it's mostly due to history of using this gimmick too much, where it was already a meme before it was already here. And just some of the movements. But overall, like, I love that we're not getting much from Seth.
Yeah,
I love that we're not getting answers.
yeah,
Don't give me any answers. Not for like
exactly.
2 more weeks of no answers.
Yeah. And
And
I,
then
I'm
whoever Seth is going to face at Mania kills him. And then
okay.
he can come back as a injured babyface at Mania, triumphing against a heel or whatever. There's a way to do it.
Yeah, there is a way. And I think that's the more logical way to lean with Seth in this moment because they're they're holding on to the vision.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not sure how you're going to be able to do that for the next few weeks. Like, what are we, 5 or 6 weeks away from Mania?
I think it's Yeah, 5. I think 5 now after this Raw.
I mean, I'm not saying that these guys aren't capable of carrying a storyline, but a storyline of this magnitude, you need somebody bigger in this group.
So my assumption is that they don't wait forever to do this. It'll probably be one more week of Seth evading. And then I would imagine Braun Breaker comes back. We never
Okay.
got a delineation of when
Yeah.
his injury
You
occurred
brought
or what
that
it
up a
was.
couple weeks ago.
I think it might be a smokescreen.
Okay.
Because they never gave a timetable. They just said indefinitely, which like it might be a thing, it might not be a thing, it might be a work, it might not be a work. That makes the most sense to me if he's available, is how I would put it. And I think they were just going to do Bronson Reed, but they'll probably get Braun Breaker back instead and do it that way. And I agree, they need it back. Whenever Paul Heyman comes back, he has to bring firepower with him.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like.
Yeah. So the next time we see Paul, we're expecting him to have somebody with him.
Somebody in tow.
I mean, and honestly, I like what they're doing. I like the fact that Adam Pearce brought up the fact that Seth is not medically cleared. Mm-hmm. That makes it even more digestible for the average fan tuning in, because it is Mania season. This is usually when WWE gets the height of the peak of their fandom. Here, SummerSlam, things like that. But Kevin, where are you on the fact that now it's known? So we've taken a layer of mystery away from Seth by Adam coming out and saying he's not medically cleared. We kind of suspected that, but we didn't know that. So do you think this helps or hurts the storyline moving forward?
I think it helps it tremendously.
Okay.
Because if we thought that Rollins was medically cleared, we would start asking questions as to why he's not attacking everybody and just not like taking it on head first. Right now, he's supposed to be a babyface. Babyfaces shouldn't be running from problems. It's not, it doesn't work in people's heads for the most part, most of the time. Even if they're outnumbered, you try and fight the odds.
Yep.
However, if a babyface isn't medically cleared, now it starts putting more of a human aspect on him of, oh, he's trying to get revenge, even though he's really banged up. So now in our heads, whether subconsciously or consciously, we'll think, oh, he can't fight them. He's not medically cleared. And I think that helps the storyline in the sense of we aren't going to ask as many questions. Hey, why isn't Seth just destroying Logan Paul? Hey, why isn't Seth just attacking Austin Theory whenever he wants? We won't ask those questions because we'll always have the answer of, oh, because he's not medically cleared.
I got you. And again, I think it makes it easier to digest for the fan tuning in. So good point, Kevin. I enjoy that. All right. So from the Seth saga, which I really think Jimmy was one of the Seth guys.
Yeah.
Just probably. Because of the way he was wearing what he was wearing. It was his black hoodie, black pants. It was what the Seth guys were wearing, the masked men were wearing. Probably. So I'm just saying.
I saw a picture circulating of a large man in it, and people were like, "Oh, Oba's doing side quests."
Oba's doing side quests. I love it. I love it. Well, from there I believe we went into the women's IC tournament for the number one contendership.
Yeah, the gauntlet match.
Kevin, give us your thoughts on this, because this seems like it was kind of up your alley, man.
Man, I love a good gauntlet match when it's booked right. And I thought this match was booked right. I was also really, really happy to hear that the title match opportunity, the number one contendership, was not for Mania. It's for next week.
Oh, okay.
They mentioned that on commentary. So Bayley's going to face AJ Lee next week. This is not her Mania match. This was just a number one contenders, and she's going to do it next week, which I think is better because I think now you can set up different scenarios, both for Bayley and for AJ Lee, and potentially for Becky Lynch if that's the way you're going. Um, but as far as like the people in this match, I thought everyone got what they needed to get. Io started with Lyra. Lyra just needed to have a showing. She didn't need to beat Io. She's not currently the hot hand at all. I would assume that one was Otis Khan.
Yeah, they gave him something to do.
Yeah, they gave Otis something to do. The gauntlet match itself featured Io nicely in that she got 2 victories, and then it featured Raquel nicely because she was the one that cost Io, regardless of being the one who beat her.
Mm-hmm.
It also gave Ivy Nile a pinfall victory over Io Sky,
Yeah.
regardless of methodology.
Hopefully she does a lot with that.
Man, I was impressed with Ivy Nile during this match.
You can be impressed with her all you want, but I'm telling you, the masses are not.
I'm not saying they are, but as far as like pure strength, athleticism, she still needs to be led. It's very clear that Bayley was leading the match from a trained eye. But if you can be led, then you can be taught. And if you can be taught, you can get better.
True. Let me ask you this real quick before we get off the Ivy discussion. And I'm not trying to degrade anybody or anything, but I do have a serious question. Now, Kevin, do you think Ivy gets that opportunity if Jordan's not hurt?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm there
I don't know
with
the
you.
answer to that because I don't know who they would panic into. And I don't know if this was a panic or if it was anything else. So,
Dude, we got I heard in the
yeah,
chat. The badass construction worker himself. I'll beat any girl wrestler. Well, there's a lot out there you can challenge. I
you can
I know
try.
some down in Florida. You're down there. Lindsay Snow, look her up.
That's true.
Guarantee she'll have a great match with you, bud.
Yep. You know what?
Thank you for joining
looking
us.
forward to the wrestling match between the construction worker and Ivy Nile. We're gonna see who
I would love. I will buy front row tickets to that.
Put it on pay per view.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. Even House, the boss is popping.
Yep.
He's saying he'll whoop every wrestler. See, you got fans who believe in you, bud. So you're doing something right. He's letting us know Matt Riddle is the first girl I whoop. I fucking love it. This is what why we built this playground. Yes, Daniel Garcia. We discussed that about 5-10 minutes ago.
Yep.
It was a big discussion on that. We are on to the gauntlet match. And we're discussing Ivy Nile. Yeah, I'm there with you, Kevin, with the question I asked. I'm not sure because look, as much as I talk about Ivy, what she proved last night is she can hold a Dean Malenko spot.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, she's got to take that online presence that she does have and that she does put into some of those videos, and she's got to put it on screen.
I agree.
If she doesn't do that, she is not going to get over with the masses.
I agree.
That standing brain buster, you win me over with that because that takes me back to Jericho, Guerrero, all those guys doing that. And Kevin, you love a good brain buster, especially when it's held that long.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love one of my favorites is the stalling suplex or just stalling whatever's.
Yeah.
Because it's so impressive.
It is. It's highly impressive. And to OG Tony, we see you out there. Hello. How are you doing? Okay, so Ivy gets the win over Io. She gets that pinfall. Mm-hmm. She has a great showing with Bayley. She kind of, there was moments you did see it was kind of obvious that Bayley was leading that match.
Oh yeah.
But then there was other moments where you seen where Ivy kind of took over and she had those small sparks. So hopefully she catches some flame with that.
Her in-betweens are getting better.
Yes.
I'm hopeful.
She did. Now, I will say when she did the smile and she flexed her muscles and looked right at the camera. That's something. That is, and all it takes is something. Just try. All you got to do is try. The Hurricane Helms wasn't Hurricane Helms until he tried. And then he became it. And that's what he's known for. Sugar Shane. That's how I know him because that's what I fucking loved watching. Back in the day with the Hardys, it was phenomenal watching. But so Ivy and Bailey go, they have a great segment of this match in this tournament, this gauntlet match. And Bailey does overcome, though, in true Bailey fashion. I mean, she got everybody sympathizing for her throughout that whole match.
Mm-hmm.
It really looked Ivy was taking her to task a good majority of that match, but Bailey gets the win on that one. And then Kevin, take her away.
And then Bailey and Asuka. Here we go. First of all, every time Asuka and Kairi Sane come out, I'm looking at Kairi Sane because she has some of the most emotive faces and body languages.
Yeah.
And she's really, really learning from Asuka because Asuka has some of the most emotive body languages too. So, every time they come out, I'm looking more and more forward to Kairi turning face. Every single time. Because I'm looking forward to eventually, and I bet it'll happen in the summer because that's when they'll have time. The Asuka versus Kairi Sane match, and then where Kairi might be able to go from there. It seemed like they were trying to go that way with Kairi before, and it just didn't catch on with people, so they put her back with Asuka, which I don't think was a bad move. But eventually, you got to send that girl off on her own.
Yeah,
and you got to have faith. But as far as the match, Bailey and Asuka aren't going to have a bad match. No. It just wasn't going to happen that way.
It's almost impossible for them.
I loved the finish. I thought it was a hot finish. With Lyra coming out and just like from out of nowhere, drop kicking Kairi Sane like a missile into the side.
Dude, she has some crazy athletic ability.
She does. She's fearless too.
Yeah, she doesn't give no
floor
fucks.
bump and ate it for breakfast.
She's probably calling people up still today. Talking. Did you see that bump I took?
See that? And then Asuka lock in just to kind of tease that. I really liked how Bailey got out of it and got right into her finish. It wasn't like she held the arm after the pinfall when she kicked out and then boom, hit the finish. That was cool because they didn't have to do some extra setup garbage.
Yeah.
They just boom, here we go. And Bailey's your new number one contender. And I'm excited for AJ Lee Bailey next week. That's going to be a quality TV title defense.
Yeah, and it will be. And I mean, this is a newer way to prove that you're a fighting champion. I like it. A gauntlet match before you have to face me. I'm not upset with this happening on a bi-weekly moment. You know, I would like
people doing that.
Yeah, and you could. Oh man, so many women would get their moment to at least have that 5 minutes to show something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. As much shit as I've talked about Ivy, I was praising her for what she did. And she's, I'm not saying she's making me a fan quite yet, but she is showing me why WWE took a chance on her back in the day and said, here's your contract. Let's see what we can do. I mean, it makes me sad that she's still around just because, could have got someone to buy some voice merch from Brainbuster Tees,
Yeah, we're creeping up on that date.
We are creeping up on that date. I just thought about that.
It was July 27th. I still have the sticky note.
Yeah, well, we got a little time. Don't worry. I'm good. I'm feeling good. All right. So fans, as we heard, Bailey got the number one contendership. She is facing AJ Lee for the women's IC title next Monday night. So check that out. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to be tuned into that and we'll give our thoughts. All right, Kevin, where did we go from here after the gauntlet match? Because I'm going to tell you fans right now, Monday nights are Kill Tony night also for me. So sometimes I flip back and forth and then I fall asleep because I got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's fair.
That's my life, guys. That's just what happens.
I believe next we did the small clip with Natty and Maxine.
Oh, yeah.
Where they basically just kept that going. There's not much news there. Just the Natty was in an interview, Maxine attacked her, and they're still in a blood feud, just to remind us. But the next segment though, boys. Are you a Fanhausen of the Danhausen?
I'm a Fanhausen. Been a
Well,
fan
he
now
had
too.
some interactions with the OG El Grande Americano. And
Ugh.
every time Danhausen starts talking, I don't know how he does it, but he just sends me within the first, like, I don't know, 2, 3 sentences.
Yeah.
Because El Grande Americano starts talking back to him in Spanish, and Danhausen's like, I don't understand that. And it's just, I don't know what you said.
Dude, I think it's fans like me, you, Annie, House, and them who when we hear those things, I think we've seen so much of his stuff that we know it's almost like beats from a comic. You know,
Yeah.
he sets you up for that joke. Danhausen does the guy. He's a 90s sitcom walking human being. And I think that just pops us because I know exactly what you're talking about. Within the first few sentences of this man, you if you're a fan of his, you just know the brilliance that they're going to set something up, and the person, like the interaction he had with the Miz when the Miz did the 3 and Danhausen grabbed it. Dude, I lost it because to
Yeah.
me that's Danhausen. That's just him being in the moment and being like, well, how can I make this weird?
Yeah.
And that's what he does.
And House is right there. He's a Simpsons character in real life.
Oh yeah.
He's heavily influenced by The Simpsons. I know that from talking with him and by seeing any interview you've ever seen with him.
Yeah.
It's The Simpsons and Conan O'Brien specifically.
Yeah.
Um, but man, like his ability to just like talk on the fly and just his comedic timing is just ridiculously good. And he comes into this segment and he's just like, "Oh, you have a mask, I can have a mask. That's a lot of money we can make. We can make the money." Just, what's happening? But it's funny because Danhausen and El Grande Americano were not the thing that sent me the most in this segment. The thing that sent me the most was seeing Rio Americano and whoever the other Americano stacked on top of each other like goddamn Scooby-Doo characters in the back as they're just looking around the corner. Because, like, okay, so there was one that was clearly on the ground, but then the other one was like on his shoulders.
You gotta love little things like that.
Because that was the thing that sent me the most. I rewound it because I'm like, who's in the background there? Annie, did you see who's in the background? No, I didn't see who's in the background. So we rewind it, and then we see these two Scooby-Doo ass characters on top of each other, and then they just, ooh.
But again, that I think that goes to like for some reason I'm thinking Danhausen had a hand in that.
Probably.
Just because it's such up his alley that he would be like, okay, so the background needs to have something.
Mm-hmm.
Something needs to be, and that's what they come up like fucking just brilliant.
It's so good.
It is. It's so good. And this is what wrestling needs.
Yeah.
That comedy break. That moment in which you can just laugh and have a fun time because there's nothing extra going on. If you're sitting there with your young child or a niece or a nephew, you can both be entertained in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fun. I just love it. I actually I like to go and find the videos of Danhausen cussing and them bleeping it out.
Yeah.
And dude, the way he cusses is just so funny.
No swearing.
Yeah. Dude, I seen this one promo he was cutting for a promotion, and he was working with them for a little bit, and they were building a storyline in which he was like all the people who were like portraying the Ric Flair with all the jets and all the cars and stuff. He was collecting them in a group, and they lost at this big event. And he's like pretending to be on the phone, and he's just cussing about how everybody got fucked. He got fucked, and it just beeps over
Oh,
it.
it's
And
so good. I've seen that. I watched that video over and over again.
Dude, he is so good at that. Like, oh, the dude's brilliant.
I was listening to Cornette earlier today, and he was talking about the first segment that Danhausen was on. And I couldn't agree with the statement more, which is why I bring it up. They just need to give Danhausen, just look at Danhausen and say, all right, You have a minute promo. You got a minute
Yep.
promo in the back. Write some shit. Like, you know your character more than we could possibly. Write some shit. And then we'll make some tweaks that we need to for whatever. Like, we'll catch it on camera better this way or whatever. Like, we'll turn this way better, like stage direction.
Yes.
And we'll make magic. Because if you try and produce Danhausen, it would be like producing R-Truth. Like, why would you produce R-Truth? He's just going to go out there and vibe. Danhausen's just going to go out there and vibe. You got to trust that he's going to vibe.
Well, that's 100%. And Cornette's hitting it out of the park with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you do with Danhausen, you say, this is your time limit.
Mm-hmm.
Be Danhausen.
Yeah.
And
Danhausen.
Anybody around him, even the CM Punk videos you can get with him and Danhausen just doing shit. Danhausen giving him a present. Like, those are magical moments that should be highlighted. And I love where we are with him right now.
Yeah. Just because I know this happens right after the following match, I want to talk about something that I don't even know if it aired on Raw, but I saw it on. I saw it happen online after the fact because I didn't catch it on Raw. Maybe it was during a commercial break. But Danhausen came to the ring.
Yeah, and he threw out shirts.
Yeah, and he went out there. First of all, the "You Are Cursed" is already over.
Mm-hmm.
But second, another piece of this absolutely sent me to the moon. And it was the end.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was the end because he goes out there and he does his Danhausen thing. He throws his shirts. He, buy my merch, all the Danhausen shit. And then the lights go off. And then the lights come back on and he's just running down the ramp. Like, he's clearly doing the saunter walk. Like, it's clearly a bit.
That's what I loved the most is it was all a bit. It was just him fucking around.
Yeah.
And it was like he didn't break character one bit. He didn't try to rush. He didn't. He was. Dude, he commits, and he commits hard.
Again, not to overuse it, but he was just Scooby-Doo running down the fucking
dude. I fucking love this, dude. Donovan, you are a genius. And I'm telling you, one day people are going to extremely recognize that. And dude, Danhausen's going to be a household name.
Yeah, if not already.
Yeah, I see it, man. He's got that platform. He's just getting ready to do that 10-star dive, and it's going to be fantastic. But we had some sad news show up. Well, expected news. We've been expecting this to happen, but the form that it happened and the ruthlessness that happened with it, kind of entertaining. So Finn Balor gets he is no longer part of the Judgment Day.
He sure isn't.
Yeah, unless this is a new way they shake hands. Yeah. Finn is beaten like, man, they beat the hell out of that dude without drawing any blood. I mean, it was
a very WWE style beatdown.
It very much was. And good or bad for Judgment Day, Kevin? Where you land on this one?
Good for Finn, because Finn now can go off and try and use the momentum he got from the CM Punk mini feud to do something else, to be a singles guy again. Finn, he keeps himself in really good shape, so I can't tell you that he's close to the end of his career or whatever. But I can tell you that he's been in the business for a long time, and that tends to wear on a body.
Sure.
So if you're going to do something with Finn, I would do it now. It seems like that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you on this one.
Also, I think it's better at this point in Judgment Day to have Dom or Liv as the figurehead, or both, because now JD can kind of be the suck up to Dom, and Raquel can kind of be the suck up to Liv until you want to split Raquel off. Actually, Roxanne can be the suck up to Liv, I suppose.
I think Raquel's the next split.
Yeah, Raquel will be the next person to split away because their group was a little bit bloated with 6 members, even though it benefited from a lot of them being injured, as morbid as that sounds.
No, I understand where you're
Because
going.
when there's 6 people just there in a group, it's hard to legitimize all of them being in the same place at once.
Yeah. Well, the Vision just overdid it.
Yeah. Well, they only have 4.
Well, true, but then they were like, you know what? 2 of the biggest. Let's just take everybody out.
That's fair. But this is a necessary change for Finn.
Yeah.
I think it's a net positive for Dom, and I think it's a net positive for Liv, Raquel, and probably Roxanne. The only person I don't know is going to benefit from this is JD. And the reason I say that is because I just don't know what they're going to do with him. Because if they're just going to make him Dom's lackey, he's just going to look like Dom's lackey.
Yeah, and we don't need that.
We don't, yeah.
Because JD's he's too much of a possibility if you have him in a faction to stand out match wise. Like the dude can go in a match, and we've talked about him this past year with some of his great matches that he's had. But I do think that this does leave JD in the question era, like where they have to have something built for him, or JD kind of falls wayside in the Judgment Day. And I don't want to see that for him, because I do enjoy his in-ring work and I think there's potential. But he's going to have to take those 5 minutes that he gets and do something with them.
Yeah. And he'll keep putting in good work, but I don't mean this to be an insult. I truly don't. But this isn't AEW crowds. Yeah. JD can go out there and have banger match after banger match, and he won't get as over with the crowd. They need a plan.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be now, but it has to be at some point. You need an exit for JD, because
100%.
Otherwise he's going to fall to the wayside with nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at with JD.
And I think the masses don't want that with JD. I think they've grown to enjoy his
I agree.
his work and things like that. But speaking of work, well, they told Obafemi, you're going to work on this Monday Night Raw, and we're giving you Rusev. So we got an Obafemi and Rusev match. Kevin, where were you at on this one? Because for me, I enjoyed it, but I'm a sucker for a Rusev match.
It was perfect. Rusev got his licks in. So Rusev looked the strongest out of all of Oba's opponents so far.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Because Kit Wilson got murdered in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Miz got a little bit of dodge offense in, but didn't really attack.
No. He tried.
I don't know. Johnny Gargano got lobotomized.
Yeah, he really did.
So that leaves Rusev, but Rusev had some actual, because Rusev is the closest to Obafemi's stature that he's faced. So because he's the closest to his stature, he could sell a couple moves before ultimately, this was a competitive squash match is how I would describe it.
Yeah. In
the sense of Rusev came out of the gate swinging. Oba came out of the gate swinging. And then Oba mauled him. And then it was game. And it's exactly what Oba needs. If we're building him up for Brock Lesnar, this is what he needs. He needs to go through people that we have seen in street fights for 20 minutes with Sheamus and beat Sheamus. Just get absolutely mauled by Oba. I wouldn't be mad if they marched out Sheamus next week on Raw and had him lose clean to Oba in 4 to 5 minutes. I wouldn't be mad.
No.
But it could even be Oba's first bump that he takes in a ring. He takes one bump from Sheamus and then murders him.
Yeah. I would honestly, if I could see him take a brogue kick from
just eat it for breakfast.
Sheamus, and and then battle back from there.
Yeah. I would, I'd take brogue kick, he'd kick out at 1. Like if you're just gonna do that anyway, just have him kick out at 1.
Yeah.
And then Sheamus goes, what is happening?
Exactly. And then you get that Sheamus, and we all know as fans of WWE what Sheamus is capable of. It writes itself right there. I think that's a great way to do it, Kevin.
There is an Oba powerbomb counter out of that brogue kick, and I need to see it.
Sheamus
can get his leg up high enough.
Dude, You've talked me into witnessing this murder. So
You set up
I'm
mine up.
I think I'm down for that. All right, Kevin. So we're gonna get into the CM Punk and Usos in ring promo. Uh, Question before we get fully into it, because we're
Absolutely.
starting to see it. CM Punk delivers this bone chilling line a week or 2 weeks ago, and it kind of moves the needle for the Roman Reigns CM Punk feud going into WrestleMania, which we all enjoyed. We marked out for it. A lot of us talked about the goosebumps we got, not from you, Rock, from this moment. And
Mhm.
now it seems like maybe Roman's side of the family have seemed to really taken some offense to this. And I don't know if you follow the Twitters and things like that, or
Oh,
X, whatever the kids are calling it, but a lot of the family members had some things to say to AJ Lee and to
they're going after AJ Lee.
well, there was some comments made, and this could all be AI generated bull nonsense, but I've seen a few posts of reputable people put it out there. But there's some screenshots of them all going back and forth with that crossing a line,
Mm-hmm.
in which I, first off, it's hard for me to believe that the bloodline of the most naturally born wrestlers out of the entire wrestling universe that we know, the Samoan dynasty, doesn't know how to work an angle, especially using things like that.
That's what
I,
I was going to
I
bring up.
find that hard to believe. But again, I've seen a few people post it. I'll send it to you after the show, and
Mhm.
we can talk about it next week also. But let you get diagrammed on it. But if they are working it as an angle, I'm hooked. You've hooked me. I'm the fucking fish getting pulled into the boat because I enjoyed it. So the way that they had this set up going back and forth, dude, I was just sitting there eating the popcorn, just watching. They brought up Larry. They brought up a lot of
Do
nonsense
not be shocked when Roman Reigns brings up Larry on the road to WrestleMania.
again. And
Do
what's
not be
really
shocked.
think about the line you're crossing there. Dogs are beloved
Punk
animals.
hopscotched over a line, so will Roman.
And I think that's going to hit harder. I really do. I think that's going to, you're going to affect some other people. And if they deliver it perfectly, heat is what Roman Reigns will be getting.
Well, I think because like what Grun's saying there is a possibility because I could see Punk going heel. I don't know if it'll be off of this though. Um, I could see Punk turning heel by about SummerSlam, maybe. But realistically, I'm looking at the baby faces up and down on Raw that you have. Do you think you're going to have Roman Reigns for the long term after WrestleMania? I don't think so. You'll probably have Seth back, so you'll have that baby face. Um, Finn is a bit higher of a baby face now, so that's nice. Um, Oba, but Oba's not on a brand, so we can't
Nope.
guarantee he'll be on Raw all the time. Who else is your top faces? LA Knight, maybe.
Maybe.
I
And
just don't know. I don't know where you go from here with Punk. Because if you're going to make him a heel, I don't know who he feuds with. And if he turns heel at Mania, he has to go over. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it,
yeah,
in my opinion. If you do a turn at Mania, whoever turns needs to win. That's who wins. Because otherwise, your heel turn was ineffective. Why would you go to the dark side just to lose?
I mean, that's a good question. You go to the dark side to get that extra advantage.
So
Yeah.
why then would they lose? And see where I'm going? Like you
No,
got to make them
yeah,
look like a piece of shit after that.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You
um,
look like Anakin.
yeah. Uh, I think. it's more likely, I think, that the bloodline end up turning heel because it's easier for Roman to go away,
Yeah.
and then he can just come back. And he can hold the title hostage while he goes away.
Yeah.
And you're good. We just don't have we don't have another goddamn 3-year run with the title from him. But we probably get Punk Roman again at SummerSlam. And then Punk gets the title back. That would be my prediction.
Is that where you're seeing Punk go heel too?
Probably.
Or
No.
do you
I wouldn't
say
want him turning heel on another heel.
okay?
I would just keep
So
him babyface in that scenario because I just don't see other strong babyfaces on Raw. Now, if this was a whole thing about SmackDown, I'd have turned Punk heel about 4 months ago.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Because SmackDown has a bunch of babyfaces. So unless you're going to move those babyfaces from SmackDown to Raw, you should keep Punk face.
Yeah. That's why
However, post-Mania, if you want to move an Orton over to Raw, you want to move a Cody over to Raw, you want to move, somebody else over to Raw, I think now we're in a conversation.
yeah. And that's not a bad conversation to have either, because after Mania, whatever the landscape looks like, somebody has to leave that brand.
Yeah.
Especially in the babyface realm. We got to get
SmackDown is ripe with babyfaces.
Yeah,
one of them needs out, and Raw is ripe with heels, and one of them needs out.
I honestly would throw Orton over on Raw.
I think I would too.
That would be my pick. To me, there's a lot more you could do with him with the Raw roster. I'm not saying that they're doing anything wrong with Randy Orton's character and his storyline right now, but what I'm saying is there's more opportunities for him to play the Randy Orton character that we've grown to love, the Viper, but be a baby face. I think there's a lot more there. And I would also have Oba just declare Raw. Just have him on Raw. And
I think he's better on Raw. I think the biggest thing that you want is for Oba to not be on the same show as Cody.
Yep.
That's done and dusted. That's the only two. Because you don't want Oba to run into Cody. Because Cody, it's very clear that they made Cody is John Cena. Cody is Hulk Hogan. Cody is Stone Cold. Cody is the face of the company.
Yep.
Like it or not, hate it or love it, Cody fatigue or not, he's the face of the company. So you have to treat him like the face of the company.
100%.
That means you don't put Oba over there unless you're going to feed him to Oba.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because there's only so many times
you have to keep apart are Gunther and Cody. Can't put Gunther over with Cody. You can't do it. Because the way that Gunther's character is being presented right now, he's going after careers.
Yeah.
Cody's going to be your top guy for the next 5 to 6 years. So unless Gunther's going to lose, which I wouldn't do.
Why would you kill that momentum? Yeah, you keep that train going.
Yeah.
So how was your feelings on this promo in ring with CM Punk and the Usos? Like, I thought we were having CM Punk and Roman.
Yeah, I think Punk was the one that brought up most of the good points. When he kept talking, like, was Punk being maybe a little bit of a jerk to the Usos? Sure. He did kind of bring up, a dead person and say that Roman would be next to him after Mania. So fair enough on that front. But at the same time, when Punk says things like, hey, I thought I was in a WrestleMania road. Thought I was in a road to WrestleMania to Roman, not his young boys. I couldn't even find the problem with the statement. Why are the Usos out there fighting his battle? Like, are we? And that's why I lean towards all the Twitter stuff you're talking about being a work.
Okay.
I think next we might see other people come out and talk to CM Punk. We might even see an old family member come out and talk to Punk. Don't be shocked if we get Rikishi on Raw yelling at Punk. Like shit like that.
I think Trinity's going to come out too.
It could be that.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of ways to run this now because now it's Punk versus the Samoans. And I think we're going to end up with the Samoans versus everybody again. In the sense of like Roman has to come out there and story top Punk at this point. I don't be shocked if we hear about Larry, but also don't be shocked if we hear about Dusty. Don't be shocked if we hear about, anyone else. We might hear shots at AEW coming from Roman Reigns.
Man,
Nothing is off limits for this Mania feud, and it's very apparent.
wouldn't that be wild?
They won't say AEW on live TV,
No.
but they will say that other company or
Mhm.
reference it directly.
Dude, what if they broke the barrier and just dropped it?
Don't be shocked, because it's very, very, very clear that there is almost nothing off limits for these two.
Yeah.
And they had a gentleman's agreement in the back at some point, because this was not set on the fly. This is not something that Punk would have brought up on the fly. He would have cleared it with Reigns. That's how workers work. But don't be shocked if they cleared a bunch of other shit, because that was the beginning of their promos that they dropped that one.
Yep.
We still have, what'd we say, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Don't be shocked if there's more.
Yeah. Dude, I'm there with you. And it's I love where you're taking the fans, because it's almost like before this all started, when they knew exactly what they were doing. Roman was going up against CM Punk Mania. They said, "Do you guys want to make money?" And
Yep.
they both looked at each other and said, "Let's make some money."
Let's make some goddamn money.
Because this has to have something. This is your emotional draw. This is where fans are going to be locked in. There's already people out there who I've seen some people turn on Punk now.
Yeah.
Because of saying that one line. And as fans, I love that. I love when you can get us so emotionally invested, we're willing to be like, I'm done with this guy. This guy's no longer like, to me, that's wrestling. That's you're doing your job when you're cutting a promo. And this is a little advice to people out there. I know I don't have the experience like Kevin has and things like that, but
I'll confirm or deny.
I do have fan experience of a lifetime. And I've noticed over the years, when you are cutting a promo and you can get me to take belief and say, it doesn't exist, I'm into this world that you're bringing me to, you're doing your job properly. Correct. That's the ultimate goal, to get me, the fan, to just stop believing in reality and believe in the story that you're telling me. And if you can't do that, there is a ceiling. Yes, you can call in reconstructing crews and you can get that all taken care of and vault that ceiling because you learned how to do it. But if you don't put in that extra effort, that ceiling never gets higher.
Mm-mm.
And
I we
think
saw the Usos step up during this promo a little bit, because we've been seeing some, not like bad promos, but maybe a little meandering promos from them. And that is just kind of the same shit over and over again.
Exactly.
This wasn't.
No.
We saw Jay at his best, where he doesn't have to say a whole lot, but he can show the emotion. He's really good at that. And then we saw Jimmy at his best, where he shows little emotion and looks like he's going to murder a small child.
Yep.
But his delivery is a lot better than Jay's, in the sense of just delivering lines specifically. The Usos, I didn't hate Jay Uso's singles run, but to me, it's very clear that they're better together. And they play off of each other so well that, like, it's just money to keep them together. I don't think there's a reason to break them up for the rest of their career, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, they could do little teases here or there, and they can have Jay go off and do a little thingy and Jimmy go off and do a little thingy, but like, they're always together now. I don't need, if one of them's turning heel, they're both turning heel. That's where I'm at.
Dude, I'm there with you. This is the new generation of the Dudleys.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like,
they're literally using the 3D.
Yeah.
Well,
and honestly, what we wanted them together. Yeah, they did their little separate thing, did their little runs in different places and all that. That's fine. But ultimately, they ended the career together, left the boots together. That's what we want. We want you Usos together. Go ahead, do solo runs every once in a while. That's fine. But let's not feed into this idea that it's going to be topping like topping other champions and things like that, because at the end of the day, it's not sustainable when once the title is obtained.
Mhm.
It's just one of those things where we want to see it for a couple weeks and then move on and see
Yeah.
your fight is way better than the accomplishment. And I know that sounds so horrible, but it really is, though. It's so much more entertaining.
It's a more money-making procedure to just know how to be over for longer than to just chase titles.
Yeah.
I've ran into people in the business, mostly in the indie scenes, which is somehow a lot worse with title chasing, um, who just want to be like, I want to be the face of your company. I want to be the face of your company. And like, I'm not saying titles are bad. I'm not even going to go so far into the negative direction and say titles are props. Titles are meaningful to people for different reasons. That being said, that title doesn't make you more money. That's a work. You know that,
Yeah.
right? And this is a business. You know
Yeah,
that, right?
exactly.
Let's stay in the most money-making positions until we feel those have been sapped of that money. And you're right, House. This is a money discussion. I know that was posted a little while ago, but I'm gonna use it for this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why you're money, Kevin,
Mm,
because you do things like that. All right, let's hit Tony's old question about how we felt about
yeah,
this Raw. I think we discussed it. For me, it was a good Raw. We'll use the 10-point system.
yeah,
I was satisfied. I can give this an 8.2.
yeah. I think I'm gonna go. I might even go a little higher. 8.5. One of the matches we actually didn't touch on. So the only thing we didn't touch on was Penta and not OG
Oh yeah,
Americano.
yeah, yeah,
I thought that match was really good too for a first title defense.
yeah.
I couldn't. I had a memorable moment at the end. I'm not expecting memorable moments the whole time. I had very little issues with the matches. They were all mechanically sound and they were all entertaining to some extent. It didn't blow me away with an oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So I'm not going to put it above a 9, but I'm gonna give it an 8.5, and I'm satisfied with that grade.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it, Kevin. I love where we're at with the Tuesday night Raw review show. I
Mhm.
almost slipped up, but I caught myself. I said, no, no, I got this. Don't worry about it. But yes, Kevin, love your insight on this Raw. It was a good one. I thought well rounded. We got a lot of amazing matches, really, honestly. Like we got some matches that I didn't expect that would hit. Like if I seen this card, I'd be like, well, okay,
We'll
we'll
see what
see where
happens.
this. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was really surprised with how much I enjoyed this Monday Night Raw. So Kevin, let's let the fans know where they can find you and what they can say to you out there on the old platforms and what you're doing, my friend.
Woo! You can follow me at Kevin Kalloway on Facebook. You can follow me on Kalloway Kevin on Instagram. There's not a whole lot of other things going on, but you'll see me pop up every so often, talk on the old IYH page, which you should follow. You can always interact with us, and always leave some questions in the Facebook group into the or into the Facebook things. DM us questions, Discord us questions, join the Discord. There's a link for that. Um, because if you bring questions to us, we'll do a goddamn grab bag episode where we just answer a
Yes.
bunch of questions. We'll just go round table on it. We
Yes.
don't. Hey, pick a summer raw and just give us a bunch of questions because those summer raws are going to be experimental.
Yeah,
They
they
always
will
are.
be.
There's going to be hits and there's going to be misses, and you give us those questions, and when we hit a miss,
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes, Kevin's right. Let's get a mailbag episode going because we've talked about it for a few weeks, and we all think here in your house will be a fun episode to do. Even the boss said he would enjoy an episode like that. And he
Mhm.
is right. Ed Gonzalez will be on the Sunday house party March 22nd. So join us. He is one of the, I believe, co-founders of the Squared Circle Expo. He's out there helping set things up, and he's out going to promote the Squared Circle Expo with us. So come and join us for that. Fans, another quick note from wrestlers out there. So last year we had Joey Janelli do his big match out there. His what does he call it? The spring bash or something like that. spring break bash. It's his own thing he sets up during Mania. Joey Janelle's spring break out in Las Vegas. Hayabusa is his opponent this year.
Ooh,
Have you?
wait, Hayabusa is?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yes,
Interesting.
that is April 17th of this year out in
Ooh.
Las Vegas. So fans, he went against Sabu last year. You'll be able to catch us on Triller TV. Go check that out. It's going to be a fun match. Just saying, it's going to be a fun match. So fans, outside of that, you can join us tomorrow for the fun, the ECW watch along, where me and House We Talk ECW, we're in the middle of the rivalries and we're getting it kicked off, fans. We're getting it back on track and we're going right back to what we talked about is Tommy Dreamer versus Just Incredible and their infamous little fight they had that kind of Tommy had the title and Justin said no and things happened. We'll discuss it. It's on the
Yeah.
Rivalry Series. It's at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Me and House will be doing it. And yes, thank you, House. He is saying Ed Gonzalez is the promoter, and it is spring break. Thank you, House, on that one. But thank you for this one, House. It's the Thursday show. It's the AEW Dynamite. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's where me, OG Tony, and House talk AEW Dynamite. We go over it. It's a fun time. We talk about a lot of things. We've had a lot of really cool discussions on this show. We got OG Tony. He is one of our newest content creators that we brought along. He is out there doing his own thing at Gonzo's. Uh, Tony, look, I get a little choked up when I talk about Tony because I love this dude. He is such a fun time. And I'm telling you right now, fans, he is the gemstone of the Thursday show. So come and check him out because Tony's putting in the work. It's always seen by us. I spent some time in his chat a couple days ago. It was a fun time. I had the guys laughing. So go check out Tony, everything that he's doing. Gonzo Sports Room. They're doing such amazing things out there. Go check him out. Check him out Thursday with us. He really enjoys doing this with me in house and the rest of the in your house crew. So again, Sundays, go check us out too. We're usually at 1 p.m. where we come out for the house party. It's a fun time. It's a great time. And it's a time that you should have with the in your house crew. So fans, for me, for Kevin, for House, for anybody who fucks with us, man, we're so grateful for you guys, and we cannot wait to see you guys out at the Squared Circle Expo. For me and for Kevin, we'll catch you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Bye.